back testing our strategy up here, which we're going to keep smashing through. EU so far has been relatively decent, to be honest. Yeah, we're up 2% on here. I don't think we were up that much here yet. Sorry, that's the wrong one. I think we're actually down, but the PA has been nice. So we're down 1%. We're on the 24th of June. That may not be the actual trade. That was just where I left off on the last video. So we have this fair value gap here. Price doesn't seem to want to come back to that. We have one just here as well, which we can draw on. If we see price come back into it, another one created there. Okay, so price comes in here, which we can push there. Obviously, we know the reaction, but this is all hindsight anyways. Obviously, I want to make it as realistic as possible. There may not even be a entry anyways on the lower time frames. When price is literally pushing like that, there's no point. It's going to take me a lot longer if I draw on every fair value gap, which I've noticed from the previous videos. So coming into this, obviously we want to see it come down. Ideally now we want to see New York put in the low. Oof. We engulf both sides. Not really, no, we don't take the low, so we just take the high out. Not really a trade there for me then, to be honest. Yeah, the high is up here, so we have to see, is there a potential trade for the next day? New York PM. Probably not really. Quite high up, we'd have to see what Asia does. Okay, coming back down, London. Right, that's nice, we need to come back there, because London has that engulfing candle that we want to see, and definitely within our time constraints. So we've got external range, and we have this engulfing candle here at 1 a.m. So coming into London at 2 a.m, you can see we could enter off the new 1 hour start. Go here. We don't actually tag this 1 hour level, but we have taken the Asia level, so we will take this setup. Again, we could possibly be taking this knowing we might move back down in New York into here and then go higher, but we'll happily take the risk on it. Okay, so it looks like it's going to do what I said. Yep, the low gets taken. The low was there, and it does get taken in New York, which is fine. We'll leave that there for a minute, because I'm still expecting the move to play out. Wow, or not. Okay, doesn't play out, and New York rips lower. So it looks like most likely gonna, comes back again. There's some big movements up and down like yo. I need to see how this day closes now. And actually did close in the range. Interesting. With a massive wick, took the previous day's low. Okay, so they're still there. We can still look for a long position. This left relative equal highs as well, which is a bit annoying. Yeah, didn't get a 2R, so yeah, it's just a loss. It was a loss at 2 a.m. on Thursday, the 3rd of July. Thursday, 3rd July. 2 a.m. London, long, loss, -1. No. Boom. Engulfing. We can show it. Let's show it. So enter in once that engulfing candle completes itself, which it does. I'll try and get as many screenshots now as I can going forward, because I can just put them in here. There's not really anything going in there, so might as well. Okay, that's another loss on EU. Potentially the trade's still on, depending on how Asia plays. Okay, so we need some sort of liquidity sweep in the opposite direction. There isn't one. New York does sweep. London goes above, closes above, but no engulfing. Now we took both sides, and that's me not trading that day either. Again, same thing. We're still respecting that daily level. So we can just look for a sweep of liquidity, which we get there. Again, technically we did sweep this and sweep this, so technically you could have entered on this candle. The fact that we got done over here the same way already, where was it here, on them 2 a.m. candle, I haven't done it. So what I'm going to do is probably make a note of that in my journaling. So just going to put that on. Let's not put that, let's put it in here, comment, because we can go through all this anyways. So noticing that 2 a.m. engulfing can be dodgy because obviously London you get then a big move, which is obviously nice if it goes in your direction, not nice if it don't. Okay, so now we're probably most likely going to disrespect the daily level now. Yeah, 100%. We're not coming back up that high. Yeah. So that's that daily level disrespected. So that was invalid. All of it was invalid at this point. So we can put a fouled. It's the first one that's actually fouled. Even though the position didn't play out, we did get an entry. It didn't work out, but the actual position, internal to external, fouled anyways. As you can see here, we respected it for a few days, didn't have enough, and then ended up going short. So now we can look for next position. Not great PA again in terms of leaving anything behind on the daily for us to enter. Small fair value gap here. See if price comes into it. Does not. That creates a huge fair value gap to the downside. It's absolutely massive. So obviously we'd be looking for price to tag into that on the daily. We need to move that external range down now. Let's leave it for a minute. We don't really need to worry about it for this second. Asia, let's see London take that Asia high. Nope, continues lower. Nothing for me again. Daily probably just started another fair value gap. Yep, potentially got this one still. Let's push price forward a bit. Yeah, so we've got another gap opened up. Realistically, at this point, we'd be on other pairs, wouldn't we? Because let's be honest, the PA is not great. It's not really creating any levels for internal to external moves for us. Hopefully we get one here, would be ideal. Let's just get rid of that because it's so high up. I'm not bothered about it at this point. Let's see how price plays out. Jesus Christ. Okay, so we've ran through it and closed for it. Okay, so that's another level disrespected. First fair value gap. We can see how it reacts here, but I'm only going off price in the current one, so I'm going to go here. We are trading into an opposing fair value gap now, but that's fine. As I said before, we're taking trades based on the fair gap, the inversion, bloody hell, the internal range that's most recent to price, which is this one. So that's what we're looking at. Has a massive gap down here to fill. These lows need to be taken, in my opinion, before I even look to take anything. Let's slow this down a bit so I don't get chopped up. To be honest, I don't even need to because that there. London does have this engulfing and then this one, but again, they're not really closing bullish, so I'm not going to take anything off of them. And like I said, I'd rather see this low get taken out before I went to take anything. Okay, so we missed the trade, no problem. Did we really? Because it's so choppy. It's near enough all sideways for about 3 days here. It's the start of the month, so this is NFP, I'm guessing. Yeah, there's going to be NFP, so it's going to be dangerous here. So technically, that was an internal to external that played out because that high there wasn't a massive one, and we didn't actually get anything from it. Trade-wise, that is obviously. I just want to take valid setups, not something for the sake of entering it because I think something might happen. I just want to take it when it's valid. And that there wasn't a valid setup for me. I wanted to see the lows taken. So let's see if Asia gets taken inside that fair value gap. It does. Price hasn't really shown us much in London. Now we have an engulfing. Again, we've got to start being careful on these ones where it's like the 2 a.m. ones and stuff like that. Similar, because New York, obviously, it does engulf, but it's engulfed to the downside, so we're going to leave that. And PA is real shit anyways. Plus, I know there's NFP this week, just because there always will be on the Friday. So there's no point. Let's see what happens. Or not. Nothing happened. So yeah. Sloppy as PA. We can just keep pushing price forward. That daily level to get tagged anyways. So couldn't have took this anyways because I didn't even see that the daily level never got tagged. Brain's not working, to be honest. Now we do see a tag in. Start to look for that move away. Too late in the session. Could be the low though. Let's see. London puts it in. That candle engulfs both sides, which is cool. Takes Asia. Okay, so we can take that. Why? Because it took liquidity in the Asia session. It's put in a new low and closed above the swing point that it took. This could be the potential ultimate low. And then we're going to aim for the external range, which is up here. Print price out, see what happens. Takes us out. It's another loss on EU. See if, I was just about to say, let's see if MY gives us something, but we do sweep the low. There's no engulfing. This is really bullish, so obviously PA is probably going to go higher, but wouldn't enter it. Should have probably entered it, but it's minor. Is there still something for us at this point? No, because London goes straight up. Okay, so we got wicked out here. The right call, we was on the right call. Could have re-entered here and put your stops below low still. You wouldn't even have got a 1 to 2, so I wouldn't have taken it. Price runs up without us. We did take a loss here. Where was it? This one here, loss in London at 3 a.m. because we did have the engulfing candle after a tap, so it was a correct trade idea. 12th of August, Tuesday the 12th of August. Tuesday. 3 a.m. Was it 3 a.m.? Yeah, so it was a nice, really top setup. I was quite confident on that actually. Long loss. So it's becoming quite normal that we're seeing, 3 or 4 losing streaks, which is quite cool to understand because when it does happen in real time, it can get in your head, and obviously you want to know. It was an engulfing candle. Again, let's try and get a screenshot of it. I deleted it. Let's pull that back up. Obviously, trade plays out, which is quite cool to see, obviously. Just a shame we got wicked out, but that does happen. I do see that in real time as well. Again, it's all part of the trading game. A few wins to cover the losses anyways, just like anything. So it's literally not a big deal. And it's quite humbling when you do it as a backtester because you actually see it happening. It builds up that numbness when you're going forward. What you can't be doing when you're trading with live funds is losing your head every time you take a loss or a few losses. So having the data there, knowing what your sort of maximum or minimum losses are. The PA is really crap. Okay. I was like, but you're talking like nearly a month there though. That's what I mean. Like, this is why as a trader, I trade all pairs that I can. I'll trade currencies, indices, whatever gives me the opportunity to trade, I'll try and trade it. If the setup's there, the setup's there, and if it works, it works. At the end of the day, all markets and all methods will work in all markets, just as long as you control it properly. Because at the end of the day, it's not really down to the strategy; it's down to your risk management, your entries, you're getting out of trades. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so we have NFP for some reason all the way. All right, Tuesday the 9th. We have NFP on a Wednesday. So that means actual NFP. PPI. Okay, so we've got to be careful here, but you might see a bit of a slow movement now. London comes down. Start making our way down towards that level. We're in the level now. Okay, that's funny because it's literally going to create a fair value gap right there. Look, yeah, literally in line with the fair value gap. So, overnight session, hopefully Asia tags in, or just the start of London tags in would be nice. Asia tags in, that's what we wanted to see. Actually creates a market structure shift here. So let's see, we need London to take some liquidity. Takes it the other way, which is not what I wanted. Okay, that's a nice candle. Back to what I was saying in the previous video. Normally, obviously, you could enter here. It ain't an engulfing candle, but we do sweep this low and we close back above it. So that's a really good sign. Obviously, when we're inside this 1 hour fair value gap, we're tagged into the daily. Price should rocket off. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for like a New York continuation to take this trade, because as I was saying in the previous video, there's no point keep trying to call the bottom when I can literally just trade it all the way up. Once I see confirmation, I've just got to find an entry. So if that candle goes higher, or these candles, yeah, like that, let's come back down. See what I mean about the New York part? Let's see what New York does. Does this give us an entry? That closes to the downside, not really what you want to see. There you go. Okay, now prices give us that move. It's kind of a little bit different, but you could literally trade this. It doesn't give us the right IRL, so we're not going to. And we're going to wait for the next day. Let's see how the daily closes as well. 1, 2. Okay, so the daily closes still inside the level. So you see what I mean about this might not have been the correct time. There's no real move away after that. Yes, cool, you wouldn't have got stopped. Potentially, you might even have had like a 1 to 2 there. No, just over. So we're just under a 1, just over a 1.2. So again, it might not be the right move. Yes, we have had the sweep. Yes, we closed above. We didn't have an engulfing candle though, so that's what I'm looking to enter off. So here we'll be looking for some sort of sweep in London. We get that. We've left relative equal lows here now though. Again, not a great sign. Price is slowing because we have all of this news. And then NFP. Oh no, it's not NFP. Okay, so we just have news there. Does make a move in the session between New York and London. Okay, now we get this. That's not, hasn't taken anything, so it's no for me. And that's why, because now you've had that move. Now you've confirmed we're going bullish. So now you can enter, put your stops below, probably for the RR, because we still need to get a 1 to 2 out of this. I need to probably drop down to like a 15-minute and see where I can potentially put my stops. Where would I expect price to not go back to? So obviously we've created this level here. So I'd probably not want to see price come back to here. And potentially if that isn't enough, you've got this level. I don't really want to see best case, I could put it here because if it breaks below that low, not ideal. But if I can get the right RR off of this level, I'll take it from there. Let's have a look. I'm not going to, because that's literally right where I had it. Let's put it there, and we can just go for a move there anyways, because that's not going to make much of a difference. Let's see how this plays out. Not really the greatest, I'm not going to lie. Might even be better to wait for the 9 to play out and then enter at 10. So we'll take 2 entries if that's the case. And that's the problem. If you do wait, you may get that. You may miss a lot more of the move. But obviously, here's what I was talking about. Potentially now 11 tags in and goes, or it lingers around for the next day. We're just going to obviously go with a no break even, no 50% off, nothing. This is looking like you're going to get another entry, to be honest. London, if London takes, I was going to say if London takes the lows that I put in here in this little gap, then I'll probably look to trade it like that. Closes above, but no engulfing, so not for me. New York, could we see New York give us an engulfing candle? No. Sideways PA again. Okay, and we're going to have to close out this trade because the weekend's coming, so we've got 2 more moves, go break even, let's say. In real life, that's what I would do. And we'll close that trade for that's a bit of a crap one. We'll close that trade for 0.56R. So entry at 9 a.m. on Thursday, the 11th of September. See what I mean? That was quite a big gap in between pairs as well. Thursday, the 11th of September. What's the entry was at 9 a.m. New York, long, win. What's the RR? 0.5. Yeek. That's a bit crap. Just put yes, because I don't really know. 0.5, what was it? 0.57 or just 0.5? 0.56. So that's a bit crappy, but it's still technically. Was it an engulfing candle? Yeah, this was an engulfing candle. Massive move. I haven't missed anything there, yeah. So engulfing candle. Let's take a screenshot of that to just give confidence for the next, trades that do play like that. Because there is going to be more that do that silly like kind of PA. There hasn't been as many trades on these pairs recently. I must have pulled a couple of good pairs when I first started backtesting this. New weekend starts. Oh, weekend's done even. New week starts. Price rallies up. Takes out the level. So internal to external did play out. As you can see, internal to external. Again, EU, really nice. It does complete it a lot. And again, like I said, the win rate on these will probably differ a little bit because you're going to have like SMT with DXY and EU as well, so and GU. So it should be even higher than what the results say. But obviously, that needs forward testing in live markets and with live data to actually confirm if that's the case or not. So we do have a fair value gap here as well. See what price does. Asia session. Okay, we come into London. Can we get that engulfing candle? We try, we don't. We do go up anyways, and we do close above. So this is what I was saying about we swept liquidity inside a 1 hour fair value gap here, swept the liquidity, and we closed back above it, if that makes sense. So this is the low, this candle sweeps and closes back above. You could take that trade using this instead of having engulfing, you have closed back above. Okay, so obviously I've missed that now. Just look for a trade in New York, because I was saying before I want to try and take the high probability setup. That's risky doing that because you're coming into an opposing fair value gap as well. Now you've confirmed that you probably are bullish, made a market structure shift here. We can just wait for potential New York to tag in. So now we want to see exactly that. New York tags into the level. We can just look for a move. There you go, disrespects it and disrespects it again. So there you go. So that worked out well. Not to take that. Let's see how this day plays out now. Okay, so we do respect the level on a daily. So we can still target the highs. That's obviously my drawn liquidity at this point. You can just keep playing price forward. We want to see London take some liquidity, probably looking at that now because Asia sort of took itself in that little gap. Right, we do engulf here and we don't close really too high up. And the reason I wouldn't take it is because of this low. I just don't feel confident with that. And that's exactly why. I'd rather wait until New York. And even in New York, potentially won't even be a trade because we're so deep into the fair value gap. It looks like price wants to disrespect it at this point. So now we're just sort of looking in New York to see if we can get 4 hours worth of PA to put us back at that level. Otherwise, it's going to get disrespected and there's no trade, which is what's happened. So again, the level got disrespected this time round. Now there is no fair value gap to trade from, which means that level is invalid. There is a opposing fair value gap here. Let's see if price comes in. It does, which is cool. Let's see what happens. It's nice because it's quick as well. So it's like there, we can just go straight back into the charts on a lower time frame. Let's have a look what happens going into London. Was that the weekend? Yeah. So obviously London, we would like to see them Asia highs taken now. Because we need opposing liquidity to be taken. That Asia high is the level. Because New York can't take London because it's already been taken just before. We're lingering inside the daily fair value gap. What news do we have? Might see some sort of move here. No, didn't really. Okay, so nothing in that session. Do we disrespect the level? We do. We go straight through it. Don't respect it. So that's also invalid. Come back down, leave a new one. Could potentially leave another one inside that candle. Yep. And again, that's just from watching PA. I've watched so much price action that I sort of just expect certain candles to not pull back that deep. Yeah. Weirdly, obviously, we disrespect it, but actually do go lower. Again, like I said, when you have the X, Y, and GU as part of your SMT, you probably be able to catch moves like that. But just for the sake of backtesting, we're just doing individual pairs, no SMT, no none of that. Right, so we have price. That's the candle above. Let's see what happens. Do we get tag in? We do in Asia. Let's see if London can. Well, London can't put in a high at this point. It doesn't put in a high at this point. Oh, okay. So I was gonna say what you could have done is take this, but again, yes, it's an engulfing candle, but it's bullish, so there's no need to take it. We need them to be bearish if we're going bearish, and that wasn't. So let's wait for something in New York at this point. Price flies in New York. Not the way we wanted it either. Now we're just looking to see if we close inside the level, which we just about do. We just close inside, so it's still valid for shorts. Not looking great for shorts, but still valid for shorts, and that's what matters. So let's see, London's coming up. London now, can we put in a high? We do, we're inside the 1 hour fair value gap. We probably just about broke it, but no problem. Closing below, but not actually making any move to go lower. London finishes. It's not looking like that level wants to get respected, in my opinion. Yep. Potentially it will, you know. 1 more hour, what happens? Okay, so we tried to come back to it, but we ultimately have actually disrespected the level. We have tagged this one above. So this could be a good bit of backtesting knowledge to see what happens here, because obviously just because I'm not trading it like that, like from the most current, because I'm trading from the most current, don't mean that because that level got disrespected that this one will as well. Obviously, because you can still use that concept of we've tagged in to 50%, blah blah blah. These relative equal highs for me, and I wouldn't be shorting until they're taken anyway. So we'll see. Again, I'd rather miss a move than that, because obviously look what happens. And the reason I don't just trade off of that candle going lower is we just created an internal boom, price goes higher again, so you got stopped. All right, there we go. So now this is the trade we've been waiting for. It's engulfed both sides and it looks bearish. Look how strongly bearish it is. If we are indeed bearish, we don't expect that candle to go back up to that level. If we're wrong, we're wrong. But that's patience has been playing out in this trade. When was the last trade we took? September 11th on EU, and we're now on October 1st. So there you go. That proves the point of you've got to let price come to you. So we're on October 1st, Wednesday, October 1st at 4 a.m. 4 a.m. Wednesday, 1st October. Not so many trades. We had a good start and then just really slowed down like one a month, which is quite weird to see. I think GU made a lot more moves. So anyways, let's see what happens. Good move away. Really nice move away at that point. Pull back and expect that to react price lower, not like that. Okay, there's a good move. That's what we wanted. 3 hours, so 2 hours just here. Day of the week, we're on Wednesday, so we still expect price to come a lot lower, no problem. Can't go break even on that until 2 hour anyways. It's part of the rules. Let's have a look, because obviously you can maybe get another entry if London comes up, takes them highs, which it does. See, is there a potential? Okay, no, but the move does continue, which is good. Let's leave that there because I want to see where 2R is. Right, okay, so 2R gets hit. And see, this is what I mean about sitting on your hands. We sat on our hands, we waited. The internal value in IRL got tagged on the higher one this time, but there was just nothing on the lower one anyways. It didn't give us anything to go lower. So obviously it doesn't really matter if it doesn't respect the first one. It does come up to the second one. We didn't have no trades in between that anyways. And there's probably only a day in it, so it's really not a massive problem. You just trade another pair or don't trade at all. It really makes no difference. So we're at 2R, so we can literally put that as a win, which is finally, it's quite nice. We've sort of been waiting for a winning trade, literally for a month, which is quite nice. We did hit 1R. No, we didn't put to our target. Yes. Gain. We can copy this. Let's copy that. Put that in and we can just edit it slightly depending on what the result is. And then obviously confirm whether or not what happens, break even or does the trade play out. External range is down at this level. Actually can't be bothered to draw it on at this point, to be honest. I can see the market maker sell model or sell side of the curve in play. Let's print price out. Either get a break even or potentially another entry even, to be honest. Price comes up. Engulfing candle in New York. That could potentially have been a trade with the stops above London, but there was no liquidity sweep, so no, that's actually invalid. Okay, so there we go. We take out a break even, so we got 1R confirmed. Let's edit that. That one can come out. So we got 1R. Not the greatest, but still a win. We haven't completed it. Was engulfing. We don't know if it completes or not. Potentially, this is another trade here. And we didn't engulf, but obviously we swept a lot of liquidity, so price might run down or not. See what happens. London. London absolutely rockets down towards the external range with no entry for us. And again, London does the exact same thing, funny enough, 2 days in a row. And near enough has us at external range, so there's no trade. Yeah, there you go. So it actually does complete the move. It was only for that wick that he actually got took out. So there you go. Not a big deal. Honestly, it's not really a problem. It's nice to see that these moves do complete. Yeah, we can just note it. And we can just note it, put our screenshot in, move on. It literally is what it is. But it's nice because you can see the buy side of the curve, and then as it being a sell, we can see the sell side of the curve, which is real nice. And the good thing is, if you drop down time frames, this is on a 1 hour. This is over a really quite a long period of time. So it's like 8 days or 10 days or something. But obviously, if you drop down, there's probably so many entries that you could have took. But I'm trying not to do that anymore. I want to be on the charts less, not more. So yeah, 3.61 it did actually go for. Put that there, and then let's insert our picture. Oh no, that's not what we wanted to see. Oh no, 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 what have we done? Honestly, did I not screenshot it? See, that actually doesn't even look like a 1 hour chart. There's so much movement there. Like, there's so much going on because it's over such a period of time. And I believe we're actually coming right close to actually where price is, and price is choppy. So we'll see what happens potentially. I'm actually waiting because there could potentially be a long in real time on EU, so that's what I'm waiting for. I don't know if there is even anything for us up until this date. Yeah, so here's where we are now, and I'm potentially, well, I'll mark it up in this video and then come back to it because I'll journal it live if it happens. This is what I'm actually looking for in real person for tomorrow. Price to come down and go higher. Tomorrow we have some news. Yeah, so that's where we're up to. EU wasn't great. Really wasn't that great. So -1 on EU actually. Well, not technically not, minus 0.56. So I wonder if I put that in there. Well, that's there was the problem. Okay. Will it confirm it? Oh, maybe let's have a look. Oh, okay, that's good. So it did. So 0.56. I don't want to make a drop down just for that. And then if we went to external range, we'd be up 2%. So not major results. Again, not really that much there. Being completely honest, it wasn't great. Again, it's another pair tested. It's only 7 months worth, obviously. So yeah, it is what it is. And obviously GU at this period of time clearly was better. So minus 0.44. Let's get that on there. Yep. And then on the plus, what did we have? Plus 2.17. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so that's EU done. Gonna have a look now when I close this video and see what pair to go with next.